Hi, and welcome to CLaRI, the University of Buffalo's Center for Literacy and Reading Instruction. Today's podcast is going to focus on managing your files in NVivo9. First thing I need you to do is open up your NVivo9 program. Once you do that, I'm going to show you how to create a new project. Once your program is opened as mine is, go down to the bottom left side of your program and click on New Project. A new box is going to come up asking you for a title for your project. Create a new project and give you the option to write a description. Always write your description. You'll be very happy later on. Once you've created your title and description, click OK. Give it a second, and it's now opening up a brand new project for you in NVivo9. Let's say you've already created a project and you want to open that project and continue working. Go back to my main menu here. You have two choices. The first is you can open NVivo9 and click on one of these links here. The second, if you weren't working in NVivo9 already, is that you can open your specific project outside of NVivo9. I'm going to click on this file here, which is where I house all of my artifacts and NVivo9 projects, a folder titled NVivo9 projects. Go to my master projects, and I'm going to click on CLaRI case studies.nvp. The NVP tells me it's an NVivo project. Give it a second to load and find all of that work I've already done in this project. And it will open up both NVivo9 and specifically the project you just clicked on. Something else we should talk about is how to link NVivo9 to a storage place on your hard drive. So that set of file folders that we just went to here, we can actually link this file folder to NVivo9 so that every time we open up NVivo9, we can tell it, go to this location and pull all of the projects that you find. So for this, getting ahead of myself, I'm going to click on File and Options. And again, we're telling NVivo9 where to find all of our projects. Under File Locations, you're going to click Browse. I'll go to that file I showed you, and I'm going to say NVivo9 Projects. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click Apply. And OK. Now, when I go back to my main menu, and I click Open a Project, which is a third way to open up projects, it takes me to that file structure on my hard drive and lets me choose any of the files that have been created there. This time, I'm going to open CLaRI case study number 3. Give that a second. And there's CLaRI case study number 3. Next thing we're going to talk about is how to save your project. So you've done some work in NVivo and you'd like to save it and close it out. What you'll find is NVivo is pretty intuitive about saving. First thing you'll notice when you're working in NVivo is that every 15 minutes a little box pops up asking you if you would like to save your changes. Rule of thumb is to usually say yes. Another option is on the top left side of your screen up here. You see a disk drive. You can save your project that way, or you could also save it by doing Control+S. Another function that NVivo9 has is it allows you to save your project with another name. So similar to projects like Microsoft Office, where you can click Save As, NVivo9 does something similar. The difference is that they call it copying a project instead of Save As. So what you do to copy a project, so this is when you want to change the name of the project, you click File, you go to Manage, Copy Project. Now it's going to ask you for a new name. And this is Test Copy Project. Click Save. Give it a second to work. I'm going to minimize this so we can take a look at my desktop. And there it is, Test Copy Project. And you have a copy of that sitting on your desktop. So what happens if you want to delete a project? The best way to delete a project with NVivo9 is to actually delete the project outside of the NVivo9 program. So here's our test copy project on my desktop that we just made. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to delete. It's going to ask me if I'm sure, and I'm going to say yes. When I go back to NVivo and go to the main menu, you'll see that it's not there. But what do we do when a file is there? Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. There it is, test copy project. So when we click on it, you get an open project failure. And it says, hey, I can't find that project where you told me it would be. Do you want me to remove it? Click yes. And you have just deleted your file from both your hard drive and NVivo9. And the last thing you might want to do is the opposite. Let's say you have multiple versions of a project that you'd like to merge together, or you and a partner have been working on an NVivo project separately and now you'd like to pull that together to do some analysis. What you're going to do there is open up the file you would like to merge your other files into. So I'm going to click on My Test Project. Oh, I've already removed that one. So let's go to Create a New Project. Here we go. So here is my project. In order to merge it with another, you're going to click on External Data, Project, and it's going to ask you which project you'd like to import. I'm going to go to my desktop, go to my Case Studies Data, click on Project, and let's merge it with number 3 here. Now notice, even though I'm merging these two projects, my CLaRI case study number 3 will remain in this location. Click Open and click Import. Now this takes a few minutes depending on how large your file size is. But that's all there is to it. You'll see down on the bottom, as this green bar moves up, it's going through the necessary functions. First it'll merge your sources, then it'll merge your codes and any collections or reports or queries you've made. And that is how you merge a file, a project.